What happened to Toyota? They were known for reliability and affordability, and now Toyota Tacomas can cost $70,000+. Yeah, it'll be a TRD Pro, but the prices don't make sense. They redesign it, they get rid of the reliable V6 engine and replace it for a 4-cylinder turbo. And they're doing it with everything. The new 4Runner's the same way. It had a super reliable V6 and now it's a 4-cylinder turbo, and they increase the price every redesign. And yeah, the new ones might have bigger screens and might be able to do this and that, but it's like, why are you buying a Toyota? At the end of the day, it used to be for reliability, being somewhat affordable, and then they also held really good resale value. But now it's like you're just paying a premium for the name like never before. It's insane. They have a huge issue with their Tundra engines. The V6 turbo has been a complete disaster, and the Tundras used to have a reliable V8, and they were nowhere near the price where they were. Now they can exceed over $80,000 for a Toyota pickup truck Tundra. It's completely insane. That's where these prices are. Even at Toyota, it doesn't make sense. But they know they can charge those prices because the name, people are willing to pay it because the past reputation that they built. But unfortunately, a lot of that is gone. If you really know about Toyota, it's not like it used to be. And I'm a huge fan of what Toyota used to be. I mean, look at the old Land Cruiser compared to the new one. Even though they're just completely different vehicles, but that's the only time vehicles got less expensive. But again, it's adding turbos, taking away a really reliable engine. And Toyota is cheaping out on parts like never before. If you look at the new Tacoma, it's missing all sorts of stuff. A frame-mounted bump stop, just little things here and there. Wherever they can cheap out on, they will. And you can definitely tell on the interior, if you grab a handle on a new Tacoma, it's gonna wobble a little bit and shake. It is gonna be plastic and it's not built the best. And I'm not saying the interiors ever have been the best on them, but at the end of the day, they were not $70,000. That's the crazy part. Now they charge all this money and you're getting a worse quality vehicle with much more questionable long-term reliability. And even resale value, look at the used market. It's crazy how many newer used Toyotas are on the market. And I hold Toyota to that higher standard, but it's almost like every other manufacturer now. But they obviously know they can do this, charging all this money per vehicle. People are willing to pay it because the name. But you have to realize it's not the same. The older generations were much more reliable Toyotas, especially with the trucks and the 4Runner. It's pretty sad where they went. Luckily, with some of their vehicles, they still offer naturally aspirated engines. And that's a big reason why people are looking at a Nissan Frontier over a Toyota Tacoma. But it's crazy that Toyota is getting shopped by Nissan. But that's how you know they made mistakes. And these are some of the biggest Toyota fanboys that love the brand, but at the end of the day, it's not the same. Toyota found greed and they took it to a whole new level. They know they can make more money selling these overpriced vehicles just because the name. And there's nothing worse than dealing with a Toyota dealership. Over the last few years, they had the least amount of inventory and they were always the worst. I mean, market adjustments and all sorts. Especially on any sort of high trim level TRD Pro, they do not play around. I've seen $15,000 over MSRP plus add-ons for a TRD Pro, but now you go to them and they're starting to give discounts because that's the only way they can sell a $70,000 Tacoma. But even then, it's still so overpriced, it doesn't matter. But crazy enough, dealerships still today are charging some sort of add-ons like nitrogen or some BS. And a lot of them are going to be the Toyota ones. And if you want to get low trim level vehicles, it's harder to get. They always tend to have the higher trim levels on the lot. And it's because they make so much more money from those higher trims compared to like a base model. And most of the time, still today in 2025, they will have 2 or 3 Camrys, which will probably be close to $50,000 because it's going to be a maxed out loaded Toyota Camry. And then they're going to have 150 pickup trucks. Like, that's what you get. There's very few cars and there's barely any base model vehicles on the lot. And then you have to find the right dealer that's willing to negotiate and not play those games. So it's a whole challenge still today because there's not enough inventory on their low trim level cars. But I think they're doing it on purpose, but they definitely oversupplied their dealers with so many pickup trucks they have to give huge discounts. But when it costs so much, it's not even enough with $10,000 off on a Toyota, which has never happened before. But on some of these $80,000 Tundras, that's the only way they can sell them. But let me know what you think. Do you think Toyota has changed from the past, especially when they were building super reliable, naturally aspirated V8s and V6s? And just the overall car quality was much higher, and now it really seems like they're cheaping out, but then asking the maximum amount they can, just because of that past reputation that they built, but now they're losing it quickly. Let me know what you think. Have a great day and stay blessed.